Hello, thank you for joining me on January 1st, Happy New Year, for the 7th series of paintings in the Christmas Art Through the Ages presentation. Today I'm going to share with you some paintings about the flight into Egypt. Our first painting is entitled Joseph's Dream by the famous Dutch painter Rembrandt, and it dates to about 1650. Rembrandt loved browns and tans and caramel colors for his paintings, and he uses it to great effect here in this artwork showing Joseph and Mary and the Christ child asleep in the stable with straw and animals all around them. What is highly illuminated is the angel, the shoulder and the white garment of the angel as she taps Joseph on the shoulder, and this is in reference to Joseph having a dream as reported in Matthew's Gospel, telling him to take the mother and child and flee into Egypt to escape the wrath of Herod. The second painting in this series is called Rest During the Flight to Egypt, and it's by the Italian painter Francesco Mancini, and it's from the early 18th century. This is a favorite scene for artists in the Renaissance and Baroque era of painting, showing the Holy Family resting on the flight to Egypt, capturing them in a very humanistic moment in this hectic pace across the desert. You see a playful Joseph to the right and a very girlish or young Mary in a blue and red garment that is a brightness in contrast with the dull tones of the surrounding figures in the painting. And of course the Christ child is the focus of the attention, and then the angel holding the grapes above the head of Mary, offering succor on their flight into Egypt. And you can tell it's Egypt because of the Egyptian obelisk in the background. The next painting is one of my favorites of the Flight into Egypt presentation. It's called Rest on the Flight into Egypt, and it's by the French painter Luc Olivier Merson, and it dates to 1879. He has depicted a haunting scene of Mary and Jesus sleeping between the paws of the great Sphinx. While Joseph sleeps, a campfire dies, and a donkey grazes on the few tufts of grass he can discover in this limitless desert landscape, with sand piled up against the Sphinx and the horizon showing an endless journey for the Holy Family as they escape the wrath of Herod. And the only light in the picture, other than the small coals of the campfire, is the light coming off of Jesus as he sleeps with his mother, at a symbol of a powerful civilization that has eroded over time. The next painting is Flight into Egypt by the French painter Eugène Alexis Girardet, and it comes to us from 1880. Girardet is a French realist painting showing traveling through a hot and dry desert at probably sunset, the end of a day's journey through the desert, with the pyramids in the distance. The donkey looks very tired, and I like the way the sunlight filters through Mary's veil. This is what I call a Sunday school image of the flight into Egypt, with the balance, the focus, the colors, realism of the figures and the donkey, and the landscape. The last painting in this series on the flight into Egypt is entitled simply Flight by the Utah painter Rose Dadak Dahl from 1995. In her choice of color, the color of white and muted yellow showing the landscape of the desert, but the white donkey, the white flowing robes of Joseph and Mary, and the small head of Jesus popping up in curiosity, framed by a halo-like effect of the veil that has sunlight filtering through it, gives this painting a very humanistic realism, a touching scene with mother and child and Joseph escaping a situation that I'm sure they didn't fully understand into a foreign land that was full of dangers. That concludes this presentation on the flight into Egypt. Please join me tomorrow, January 2nd, for a very disturbing set of paintings on the massacre of the innocents, Herod's wrath against the small children of Palestine. Thank you.